Good morning and welcome to the show. Today, let's talk about something many Nigerians are feeling, but not everyone is saying out loud. Fatigue. Not just physical tiredness, but economic fatigue, political fatigue, environmental fatigue. Every day, there is a new headline, new promises, new projections, new controversies. One expert says the naira will rebound, another says brace for the tougher days. One politician says reforms are working, another says the system is failing. Then, of course, and in the middle of all that noise is the average Nigerian just trying to survive, trying to adapt, trying to hope. But here is the real question. Are we adopting or are we merely enduring? Because there is a difference. Adopting means we are building resilience, creating opportunities, demanding accountability. Enduring means we are absorbing pressure without change. And a nation cannot grow if its people are permanently stuck in survival mode. So this morning, where are we? That is the big question. We have a whole lot for you this morning on the P&B Morning Show. I am Omike Joseph Matthew, your host. And of course, my co-host is here as always, Chidi Kenneth. You're welcome again.
Good morning, OJ. As usual, you're looking very good today.
Thank you very much.
I don't know which one to classify. Is it the new electoral act or to classify the new election?
The new FCT election polls.
Yes, yeah, you look more or less like, I'm sure I'm suspecting you, OJ. You're the chairman-elect.
All right, good morning to you.
Good morning, OJ.
How did your night go?
OJ, we thank God we are alive and we are well. As you can see, we are healthy and we are ready for today. And once again, viewers, good morning and welcome to Politics and Business Television. I hope you're going to enjoy today's own.
Okay, so we have a whole lot this morning to bring to you because we're looking at one issue that is causing national debate right now, the issue of adoption of a minor by Nigeria's top security agency. We'll be looking at that in the course of the program this morning. And of course, most importantly, also we'll be looking at the FCT polls. What went wrong for the opposition parties? Yes, the ADC are crying foul, the PDP are crying foul, and of course, the obedient movement is also crying foul. So we'll look at all that this morning on the show. So Chidi, so many things to talk about.
OJ, so many things. I hope time will permit us today because they always say time is not our friend, but I hope time will be our friend today.
Yes, we hope that time will be our friend today, and of course, we'll be going for a short break. When we return, we'll just dive into the newspaper review for you if we can, and look at the stories that we'll be tracking today for you coming from the newsstand here in Nigeria. We'll be right back. Okay, you welcome back to the P&B Morning Show right here on Politics and Business Television, Abuja. Let's quickly dive into the newspaper review. Which paper do we have? The very first paper do we have this morning to quickly review? Yes, we have. We have the New Telegraph and the Guardian, displayed on your screen back to back. Displayed on your screen right now. And so, okay, we'll just try and look at both of them at the same time.
Simultaneously.
All right. 2027, APC puts a seal on purchase of nomination, expression of interest form for Tinubu. That's a New Telegraph with that story this morning. APC puts a seal on purchase of nomination, expression of interest form for Tinubu. Oh, really? That's an interesting one there.
Is it right? Is it
the APC convention is coming on the 27th and 28th of March or so. 27th, 28th of March. Okay, other stories are from the New Telegraph this morning. Deportation tally hits 113. as US arrests 19 more Nigerians. Deportation tally hits 113 as US arrests 19 more Nigerians. Yelwata massacre, forensic experts in Benue for evidence. Forensic experts in Benue for evidence. Okay, so the Yelwata saga still continues, Chidi.
Well, still continues, and we hope that justice will be served at the end of the day. Now that the interest of forensic scientists have been involved to ensure that everything is, thoroughly investigated. But however, I have some worries and concerns because it's taking too long. These are not, like I always say, things like this. We are in a world of technology. It don't take rocket science or enough time to get to the final result of this whole matter. It's a very serious issue, very, very serious issue, and it should be approached seriously.
Yeah. All right. So that's the new telegraph for you this morning. So let's quickly dive into the Guardian. What does the Guardian have in stock for us today? Election campaign spending to stress test CBN's naira inflation grip. Election campaign spending to stress test CBN's naira inflation grip. Well, this headline. That's one thing I observe with the Guardian these days. Their main headline always tilts towards the economy. The economy. For the past 3-4 days now, they don't really look at the political angle when it comes to their major headlines.
Yes, economy is key.
Yeah.
For our human existence in Nigeria. Economy is what spins the society around. Economy determines a lot of things. Economy is why you are here. Economy is also why I'm here. If the economy is good and better, it will reflect in everything we do.
Yes.
So economy is more or less the main component of human existence as far as the society is concerned. So I want to appreciate Guardian for not just trying to paint the political aspect. We are all that really don't affect our life directly, but trying to extract the economical aspect of the political, of our political life. Because in everything we have the economic aspect of it, including politics.
Yes.
You can see how they talked about spending in our elections.
During elections, a lot of spending actually happens, and
INEC is the money for 1.3 trillion.
A trillion.
That
and the politicians have their own budget, so money will be flying around that period. And what does it cost?
And the pressure is on naira.
Hyperinflation in some cases, and the pressure will be on the naira because the politicians will now need this cash.
Guardian is trying to extract those hidden things, what we call reading in between the lines. Those things that we don't pay more attention to. That's what Guardian is trying to do. Because when we talk about politics, I told somebody something, that even politics has a way of even affecting your life.
Yeah.
There's a human angle to politics. For example, when you vote a wrong leader, what that means is that your life will be wrongly lived. Let me use that language. Or spent in the next 4 years. So if you are 50 years old and you vote a wrong leader and you collect 5,000 naira to vote, what that means that in the next 4 years you'll be 54.
Yes.
So if you are 30 or if you are 35 and you vote the wrong leader, you'll be 39. And then from 39, and another 4 will be 43. Gradually, you are becoming unemployable.
Yeah.
Because you have taken a decision that will not just affect you economically, but even your life as a human being. And you're winding down, you're getting older, and you're not achieving results because you have changed your future by voting the wrong way. And this message goes to those who embrace vote buying. People come to give you money, and you take that money, and then you vote him. Okay, what that means is that the next 4 years you have shortchanged a lot of things.
Yes, all the time we complain about issue of vote buying, but there are those who see that as their business, as the business they do. Despite all the campaign, all the talks around vote buying during elections, yet you still see that happening. And these are people who are part of the society. Part of society who always cry when things are not going on where they will be the one to say this government is bad, this government is this government is that.
That's why you
just don't know.
OJ, machines don't rig. It is human
It
beings.
is human beings, of course.
And you know, he said something, he said that even in the court, allegedly, we have people whose job is to stay there, and you buy them as witness.
As witnesses, how we have we
you know a lot
that.
of things happen.
Yeah.
OJ, even at some point, the Nigerian traffic, there was a time I think it was reported when I saw two boys fighting. Then I think I was living in that axis, and guess what? And they were fighting, and I went close to find out why they were fighting. And one of them did not contribute money for them to pay to whoever is controlling the traffic. So the traffic, because they say when each time there's traffic, they sell their markets. So you can see some of those traffic jam you see. It's artificial.
It's even artificial.
They pay for it and they pay for services to whoever is controlling the traffic there. And the person will ensure that the motors are not, the vehicles are not properly parked and the rest of them to delay the vehicles, and the place will be jammed and they can hawk their products. And the guy did not bring his own contribution. And he started to fight. I was supposed to bring your 200 naira today. So, OJ, it's funny.
That's really serious.
It's funny. So, you see, we vote buying, traffic buying, all kinds of buying. Like, some people just take it as a way of livelihood. And it calls for concern, OJ.
Of course. All right. So, let's see other stories in The Guardian before we move to our next paper. Of course, we have other interesting story there. Agbakoba, Lord Tinubu's executive order says it will aid fiscal sovereignty. Agbakoba, Lord Tinubu's executive says it will aid fiscal sovereignty. The recent executive order is causing a lot of controversy.
We are raising a lot of dust.
Yeah, raising a lot of dust. Pengassin is crying. Some lawyers are backing them. Let's even quickly talk about this issue of lawyers. There is nothing. Nothing that will happen that you will not see lawyers backing, even when you think morally, you don't expect
with your common sense.
You don't even expect anybody to come to defend a particular thing. You still see a lawyer will come out and say he's coming to defend that thing.
You know, a lawyer will
These are science.
A lawyer will tell you, I put it to you. And I wonder what they are putting at you. What are they putting to you? You know, because these are issues, OJ. And well, like I'm sure the judiciary, they are listening to us, the lawyers are listening to us. If I were to be a lawyer, OJ, there are some issues I will not even, venture into. Like you said, there is barely no issue. I beg your pardons. That will be mentioned that you will not see a lawyer coming out. And I come wondering, is it every matter we want to defend? Can't some things just lie and fly for the betterment of Nigerians? Argument there, and you keep dragging the process. At some point, from the High Court to the Appeal Court, from the Appeal Court to the Supreme Court, and at the end of the day, we end up not achieving anything because time is being wasted. So I want to appeal to lawyers, some lawyers anyway, to please practice with some level of conscience. This is an appeal because I've seen issues. In fact, the OJ, to interesting that somebody served me is a court summon, and I read somebody who allegedly, OJ, in fact, this is my own personal experience now. Somebody who allegedly diverted public funds into his private account to the tune of 20.6 million.
Wow.
Clear fact, the statement of account is there. The lawyer saw it. And the lawyer still served court summon to defend the person.
Anyway.
And I was asking myself, what's going on? And I met the lawyer and he said, whatever the client wants is what we do.
It's what we do. Okay. So that's in the legal profession, I think it's allowed, but we're only talking about issue of conscience. Okay. We understand that a whole lot of people are watching us live on YouTube. Please, we urge you to subscribe to this channel. All right, subscribe to the channel, and of course, like this video so that so that it can be recommended to so many people to watch us, because this is the #1 morning show on television, reaching you live from Nigeria's administrative capital, Abuja, Nigeria. All right, so please subscribe and of course like the video. So we'll still continue with the newspaper review. Let's quickly finish with the Guardian. So interesting stories. A U.S. Treasury official in Abuja as FG sources bicker over ransom payment. Sit at home. Soludo shuts another market in Inewi. Sit at home. Soludo shuts another market in Inewi. You are from the southeast. Is what Soludo doing the right thing? Shutting markets once any market is not open on Monday, he shuts the market down. And we've seen that it has, to a large extent, it has yielded results in the past 2 weeks or so now. The Onitsha main market, there's no story about traders not coming on Monday anymore, following the intervention of the governor, threatening to shut down the markets, another market. But the Inewi market now is in trouble as a result of some traders not opening yesterday, Monday. Perhaps as a result of the
OJ, we don't need to, paint it that much. The governor is the chief security officer, is the chief economic officer of the state. And, the shutting down the market on a Monday, that is the prime of business activities, has a way of trickling down to the GDP of the state. So the governor in itself understands what the state is losing for such markets to be shut down. Nnewi is one of the biggest markets when it comes to, spare parts market, machines and the rest of them, automobiles and all forms of, machines. When you talk about machines, they have it's one of the largest markets, and a lot of income is being generated there, and tax by extension goes to the state government. So if Otolude is taking such bold step, he's trying to also boost the economy of the state. Sitting down on a Monday morning, which has been accepted generally to be the beginning of what we call the hustle, of the week. Yesterday was Monday, OJ. Me and you were here, to also play our own part. And somebody is sitting down on a Monday. And we understand that even the person that they are trying to enforce the sit at home on behalf of him has also said that
you have to stop it.
You have to stop it.
Yes.
So who is masterminding this whole thing? If the Nnamdi Kanu himself has said stop it, I don't know why people are still sitting at home. So I think to an extent, in as much as I respect the fact that people must also express their grievances by way of protest or sitting at home, I respect that. But however, we should also understand the fact that when we sit at home, we are also affecting certain things the other way around. And that is what Soludo is trying to strike a balance by telling us, come on, we are hurting ourselves. If you sit at home, you are hurting your economy, you are hurting your business, you're not growing. Whatever reasons you are doing that for, since the person you are sitting down for or you are protesting for has said stop, why not stop and boost your economy? Because the Igbos are known for business, for commerce, and that is what we are known for. So sitting at home is going to affect, it has a lot of effect, negative effect, if I must say.
All right. And let's quickly acknowledge one message we have here. Someone reacting to your comments on the issue of lawyers. So we have at Jackson Caleb 9878 saying probably the lawyers that are defending it may be seeing it from a different angle or to protect a particular interest. So we really appreciate you, Jackson Caleb 9878, for that comments. So please keep dropping those comments, and we'll surely acknowledge them right here.
Well, we hope to know the angle, OJ. Mr. Caleb,
maybe he's a lawyer also.
Maybe he's a lawyer. I'm not disputing the fact that the different, because they say the law is an axe.
Yes,
the law can pass through any other angle, and the law is an axe. So I'm not against what they are doing. I'm only saying that if I were to be a lawyer, there are certain issues I will not attend.
You will not defend.
I will not defend. I will not.
It's all right. Yes, let's move on. Of course, for more of those stories, please go to the newsstand and get the Guardian and of course the New Telegraph. So we'll still have more, papers for us to review this morning. Yes, we have 2 more. I have displayed on the screen as we speak. We have the Nigerian Tribune and of course the Punch. So let's look at the Nigerian Tribune first. Bandits kill 10 in Plateau. Bandits kill 10 in Plateau. Oh my God. Of course,
that was Birom. Was it Birom?
Yeah. For that, you find out. You will find out from the story.
Okay, they should go and read the story.
Yeah, we'll find out from the story. So our own is to read out the
You know,
headline.
because I watched it until
okay, it's all right. Okay, so Lagos airport fire, 6 injured, 14 trapped, persons rescued. 6 injured, 14 trapped persons rescued. And of course, the rider, Inferno started from server room fan. Inferno started from server room fan. Airspace temporarily closed. Airport reopens. Airspace temporarily closed. Airport reopens. So you can check out that story on page 2. And looking at, of course, the front page of the paper, you can see the picture of the Inferno at the Murtala International Airport in Lagos, the old terminal. That's what actually transpired yesterday. So you can see the. So for details of the story, you can just check out the Nigerian Tribune. Gencos cry out, lament 6.2 trillion naira debt. Gencos cry out, lament 6.2 trillion naira debt. You see, Gencos are lamenting 6.2 trillion naira debt, but the presidency, we saw that in the news yesterday. The presidency is trying to slash it to 2 point something trillion, but they are insisting on 6 trillion now. So the presidency is like willing to pay 2.6 trillion naira or thereabouts. Don't you think that if this 2.6 trillion naira is paid to them now, they will still say it's not enough, that the amount owed them is 6 trillion naira? So for them to start saying this,
OJ,
is it not a foul play? Something
OJ, you will, to an extent, you are not going to blame Gencos. You can't blame them. You know, when you see huge amount of money being appropriated for the electioneering process, some people believe that, oh, the money is available. The money is there. If you are giving somebody 1.3 trillion, at the end of the day, you will not decide the winner of an election. It is the court that will still decide. I'm not trying to be a critic here, but you see, these are the things. Okay, if you're telling me, there's a story that was told that a man was owing somebody 50,000 naira and was demanding for his money. And the man said he doesn't have, he was owing somebody 150,000 naira. And the man said, when are you going to pay my money? The man said, I don't have money to pay you. And one day the man mistakenly said, okay, I have 50,000 naira. Can I pay you in trenches? And he said, okay, let's pay you in trenches. And the man eventually, now paid and mistakenly transferred 200,000 naira into the accounts of the man that owns, that's been owned, and that is the creditor. And when he paid that 200,000, the man said, I thought you said you don't have money. The man said, oh, no, mistake. It's okay. Okay, me, I will return 50,000 naira and collect my 150. I know these are it might sound funny, but these are the things that make people don't believe that there is no money. You know, these are issues that make people not believe that there is no money. You know, when you are doling out 1.3 trillion naira to INEC to organize an election, which I consider as one of the most expensive.
But that does not mean that we should not give INEC the fund they need. We will give INEC the fund they need. But that of the Gencos, they are asking for the money being owed. Okay, the power they have sold.
It happened within ASU versus federal government. When ASU went on strike, I think then I was in school. And when they asked the ASU chairman, he said that the money, when it comes to political matters, the money federal government spends, they don't even screen it, they don't even negotiate it. But when it comes to educational matter and the rest of them, you start seeing people scrambling for 200 billion, which is not even up to the amount of money that is spent for it. So these are the issues. We see people, the perception. You know, when you are telling me you don't have money, and you know those days you are telling your landlord you don't have money, and when the landlord, you are living in a compound where your landlord happens to be also living in that compound, and he sees the kind of cars you are driving, the clothes your children are wearing, the kind of food you eat, there is little or not, the landlord will always not believe. I'm trying to make an illustration here.
Yes.
And these are the issues, that is silent reasons why some of these organizations seems not to, accept the fact that when government say there is no money, you say there is no money, and the next thing you keep hearing certain things, budgets flying here and there, allegedly. So these are the issues. I'm trying to bring out those hidden things that makes people or a group of people come out to say, no, they will not accept this amount. It's not because they cannot accept it, because when you tell them there is no money, and at the end of the day, you are doling that money to another thing that's of great importance to you, and they begin to feel, oh, is it that my own is not important? And these are the issues, even in our personal lives. It plays out. That's why I gave you the example of the landlord and the tenant. When you tell the landlord, I don't have rent to pay, and the next thing your wife is coming in with a Mercedes-Benz 2015, and the next thing your son is traveling abroad to go to school, and you have not paid your rent.
Yes. Of course, that'll be trouble.
That'll be trouble.
That'll be trouble.
That'll be trouble, Jay.
Okay, so let's quickly continue with the paper. Yes, I think what we are looking at the Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune. So other stories. The El-Rufai files 1 billion naira suit against ICPC. Orders alleges unlawful invasion of residents. Yes, El-Rufai files 1 billion naira suit against ICPC. Orders alleges unlawful invasion of residents.
El-Rufai is at it again. It's on the front page again.
Executive Order 9 aligns with the Constitution, doesn't amend PAI, the DG Budget Office. Executive Order 9 aligns with Constitution, doesn't amend PAI, DG Budget Office. Okay, so that's it with the Nigerian Tribune. So please try and go to the news stand and of course get the Tribune and get all those juicy stories. So let's now dive to our next paper, which of course is the Punch newspaper. Presidency defends Tinubu as legal titans split over executive order. Presidency defends Tinubu as legal titans split over executive order. That's talking about the oil revenue row, the executive order issue we just talked about. So the writer, Petroleum Industry Act violates Nigerian Constitution, says presidency. Petroleum Industry Act violates Nigerian Constitution, says presidency. NBA, OPS back Tinubu as critics push against oil revenue reform. SANS divided over president's directive. Well, so check out that story, that debate, okay, concerning that executive order. Now, we can see from the pictures there, the fire that engulfed the Murtala International Airport, Lagos, yesterday.
I think it's one of the international wing. It's the old building.
Yes, the old building. But we are not supposed to have this kind of incident in our airport. So Lagos International Airport Inferno grounds passengers, spark travel chaos. Lagos International Airport Inferno grounds passengers, spark travel chaos. Okay, so we've looked at that in the Tribune, and so we are glad that flight has resumed at the end of the day. Flight has resumed at the end of the day. Okay, so let's continue the Punch quickly before we move to our next paper. Gencos dump presidency's 2.8 trillion naira debt deal. They are insisting on the 6 trillion naira. Chidi.
Roger, I told you.
They are insisting on that too. That 2.8 is not enough. It's not enough.
It doesn't all go well with them.
Yes. And this sad story coming from the Punch, a truck crushes LATMA officer, 2 motorcyclists to death. Oh my God. Truck crushes LATMA officer, 2 motorcyclists to death. That's a sad one there.
OJ, really sad. And this guy, I think I want to use opportunity. May the soul rest in peace. May their soul rest in peace. But I also need to advise those saddled with the responsibility to, to control traffic. To be careful.
You don't have 2 lives.
You don't have 2 lives.
Yes.
I understand you are trying to serve the public, but you also need to apply wisdom. Some of this, you are standing on the road where all kinds of human beings are, plying that road. And some of these truck drivers, allegedly are under the influence of what we call the so-called sachet alcohol. And some of them have even taken it beyond the sachet. They even go to take certain form of, they're taking all kinds of things, stimulants, to give them what they call morale, to drive and, move the trucks. And some of these trucks too are being driven by young, what I call them teenagers. You see, I've seen, I think I've seen a situation where I think it was 21 or 22 years old boy.
We have very, very young, truck
24 tire, 22 to 24 tire trailer.
Yes.
I know, I was speeding. In fact, the last one I entered was a bus. The guy was driving this bus like as though he was driving a toy car. Very big bus, double-decker bus. And so, we need to check all these things. And those of us standing on the road, the road safety, the last
always be cautious.
You see a situation whereby a VIO will stand on the road and you see a car. Some Nigerians are frustrated. Some Nigerians are frustrated. You don't know what that person is passing through. You will not stand in front of the car and say, you want to intercept that car. I've seen a situation whereby some motorists will carry VIO officer and running away. The guy will be shouting for his life. And the guy will be on top of the the bonnet of that car. Uji, I've seen it happen at the Beggar Express here.
Yes.
And the guy will jetting away with the guy. You don't know, some of these people driving this car, they are under the influence of so many things. Some of them are no longer, they've lost their mind.
Yes.
And please, I want to appeal. If you are being sent to man the road to do the traffic job or to organize traffic, be careful, please.
Yes.
Do it with diligence.
Your life matters.
And your life matters.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very, very much. That's the point there. So if we have more of these papers this morning, let's quickly look at them before we go for a quick break. Yes, we have the Daily Trust newspaper, and it carries the headline of one of our issues that we'll be looking at very quickly, very soon on the program. Walida, coalition demands release. Probe. Walida, coalition demands release. Probe.
I'm happy it's on the front page of the newspaper.
Yes, Daily Trust. Daily Trust.
Yes, national newspaper.
So, and this is a very pathetic story of a young lady who was allegedly adopted.
Yes.
By a DSS official, and we'll look at that in a jiffy, very, very soon.
Very soon.
Yes. Reprisals escalate killings in Plateau. Reprisals escalate killings in Plateau. And 9 die in Niger-Lagos road crashes. 9 die in Niger-Lagos road crashes. 5 terrorists killed in Kebbi. 5 terrorists killed in Kebbi. Another, headline story there. So check it out. And of course, how FCT polls spike APC opposition rivalry. How FCT polls spike APC opposition rivalry. Okay, so that's a very interesting one there. El-Rufai sues ICPC, demands 1 billion naira over search on residents. El-Rufai and the authorities, their wahala continues.
Well, OJ, the wahala continues, and we too will continue to
look at
it and see the merit and demerit of the issue.
Yes.
El-Rufai is claiming that his house was searched.
Yes.
Without his
consent. Not claiming. No, it is confirmed that the ICPC searched his residence while in detention.
Well. So if they did that and without his consent while in detention, it's his right to approach the courts, and that's what exactly he has done, to approach the courts to see that to ask why, and probably again and again he's also asked the money for 1 billion, and that would be very interesting. We'll see how it goes.
See how it goes.
See how it goes, and
all right, okay. So let's look at the Nation now. So please, for more of these stories, check out the Daily Trust newspaper on the newsstand this morning. The Nation newspaper is next. State police can't wait. Tinubu tells governors. State police can't wait. Tinubu tells governors. That this Tinubu telling Nigerian governors who were at the presidency yesterday, they also rock yesterday for the iftar, prayer. That's trying to break the fast yesterday with the president, and he told them the issue of state police is here now. That very soon the issue of insecurity will be the thing of the past. So for the president to make mention of the issue of state
a bold
police,
statement,
a bold statement that very soon state police will soon arrive. I think some governors will be happy. For some critics, they will
will say we are not ripe for it.
No, they will say not that we are not ripe. No one has said that we are not ripe for it.
Some critics actually said so. No, we are not ripe for it.
Not ripe for it because what they are saying, the argument is that the state governors will use this state police to intimidate their opponents in the state.
Exactly. OJ, yes. If a sitting government official will come out in the open glare to tell you that go and vote and leave the rest for me, then you can imagine if such a person is a governor. If we have such kind of person with that kind of mentality as a governor, you can imagine what that person will do. But we see, up till now, OJ, we still have ballot box snatching. Ballot box snatching. And this time around, we see allegedly by, aided allegedly. You see videos of people with uniforms that are supposed to be protecting us, snatching ballot boxes, allegedly. It poses a lot of challenges and questions, for the creation of state police. And so you will not blame anybody, because when a high-handed man or personality is the governor of a state, you know what state police is. State police, a governor came out on national TV and told me, and said, and said on national TV that, who told you that the governors are not in charge of the state? Because somebody asked him that this mass defection of governors into a political party, does it have any positive effect or chances of the party winning the election? The governor responded that the governors pay the salaries. OJ, you know what that means?
Yes.
I paid the salaries. So of course, state police will not be paid by federal government. State police will be paid by what? The state governors. Yes. And there's a saying that goes, he who blows the pipe.
The piper takes the tone, right?
It takes the tone. The piper takes the tone. So these are issues, silent issues that we don't want to talk about. Yeah. Because it depends on who is the governor.
Okay, so let's move on. Time is really not our friend. So that's the Nation newspaper with that banner headline there, issue of the state police. There are 6 injured, flights diverted as fire got MMIA terminal. That's the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. So it appears all the national dailies have the story of the fire that engulfed the airport yesterday in Lagos.
Yeah.
Wike voids 485 Abuja land titles following failed verification. Wike voids 485 Abuja land titles following failed verification. So I don't know if Kenneth has a land and that has any.
In fact, I would like to.
So you have to go. Maybe you have to go.
Even see Wike. Maybe you even give me one of these lands. Mr. Project. So I love. In as much as I can disagree sometimes with Wike, but to a large extent, I think I will agree with him somehow, because Wike is a man who ensures due process is followed. He does his job without fear or favor, regardless of your class. In fact, some people say that Wike goes for the ruling class, not for the downtrodden or for the poor. Like if you look at his policies and the way he does his things, you know that his war is not for the poor. The war, he's taking the battle to the rich, to the high class, the ruling class. That you must do things correctly. That sometimes when people go to report him to the president, he goes to tell the president, look, Oga, how do I fix this city when the so-called big men are not complying to the rules and not, to enable me generate revenue to fix the city. So some people are happy with him, while some will say, wow, he's high-handed.
Yeah, of course.
But sometimes, like according to him, Wike came out one day and said, if you are doing the part, if you are doing well, if people like you so much, that means you are not doing well. And sometimes people don't need to like you. You need to stick to the gun and do the right thing. And sometimes you have to respect him too. He also, to an extent, in as much as in some areas, I may not agree with him, but to a large extent, if you study his trend of doing things, you know that Wike sticks to the gun, regardless of who you are.
Yeah. Okay, so let's finally look at maybe one final story from that, talking about the Nation newspaper. APC inaugurates a think tank. Yes, I think the APC, yes, they inaugurate think tank. I think that story is in the Nation newspaper because their convention is coming up in March. I think 27th or thereabout, 27th, 28th of March, and they are getting ready for that big
Bringing
convention.
out a collection of brains,
yes,
as a think tank.
Okay, so we'll be going for a quick break if we don't have any paper to review this time, and then when we return, we'll look at some of the issues this morning, right here on the P&B Morning Show, reaching live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I'll be right back. All right, you welcome back to the P&B Morning Show right here on Politics and Business Television Abuja. I still remain Omike Joseph Matthew, and Chidi Kenneth is here with us. Apologies for our earlier break in transmission on YouTube. We want to welcome you back to our live streaming on YouTube right now. So the morning show continues. And at the top of the hour, we'll be looking at our very first topic this morning. And before we look at that, let's quickly rub on the topic we'll be discussing at the top of the hour very briefly. And that's because I want us to, Chidi, I want us to quickly look at the comment of an INEC official, a national commissioner of INEC in person of Mohammed Haruna. Now, this is what he had to say. He said the recent adjustment to the 2027 election timetable has introduced a fresh challenge for INEC. That is for the Independent National Electoral Commission. That is not even where the problem is. And then he went on to say that they just concluded elections in the FCT. A lot of people have put the blame of the voter apathy squarely on INEC. That is not justifiable. And then we begin to say, but he did not mention other factors that people should blame. Okay, but he said people are not blaming INEC, solely blaming INEC for the low turnout. But there are other issues around too. What are those issues? He didn't mention that you are blaming me only. Why?
Well, OJ,
what can you sense from the comments of
OJ is expected anyway. Yes. Like, the blame game is what has characterized our electioneering process. The blame game. It's this is what we are becoming used to. It's becoming a norm in our electioneering process. And I want to address that comment from the National Electoral Commissioner. Well, the common man on the street does not know who to blame except the umpire,
yes,
called INEC. When you meet the common man on the street, the village man, the man who is not educated, if you ask him, you said INEC. In as much as we know that machines don't rig, but human beings rig. And the INEC being the umpire, like what we call the referee when it comes to football. The referee has the power. We even have what we call the VAR, as it were, and so him coming to say, why are we blaming them solely? He is right in a way, and he's also not right in a way, because INEC need to do a lot of, voters education. You need to sensitize the people. I have not seen INEC doing that much enough to make people understand that it is what you give to us that is what we're going to take and announce. Because INEC, and again, INEC should also do more of sensitizing the POs, the polling officers, to not to bow to certain pressures. You see people, canceling, results and rewriting results with, as we're going to see today. We're going to have to, flash, a sample today where you see somebody, there's a document, making the rounds online where somebody, the number of accredited voters is 213. At the end of the day, political party won 1,212. And I'm beginning to ask, where did he get that vote from? INEC need to, looking at that kind of document, INEC should not accept it.
Yes, but the point I'm trying to make... So
when people keep blaming them...
yes, the point I'm trying to make is the issue of the turnout first. We are not even going into that irregularities and all that. The issue of turnout.
Yes.
A lot of factors are actually responsible.
OJ, that is why... that is why people...
The restriction order by the minister,
OJ, let me tell you the truth.
So many things, yes.
OJ, why people don't turn out is when people don't have trust in the process.
Okay.
And what brings about distrust is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You can announce, OJ, if I know that my vote will count, I will travel from here. I don't mind going a day before.
Yes.
To go and sleep over to vote.
Yes, no matter the restriction order.
Yes, Nigerians, did you witness the last presidential election? People came out in mass to get their PVCs and to vote. So AJ is that I'm building up my case, because if you don't address the root cause of this problem, you will just be, dancing around it. The major reason why the major cause of voter apathy is distrust.
Yes.
It's not the announcement, restriction of movement. It's not true. Somebody can travel from here to Walida to go and eat a favorite meal from a favorite restaurant. Nigerians do that.
Yes.
I have a friend who lives from Lokogoma to Huye to go and eat amala.
Yes.
So what are you talking about restriction of movement? Drive his car, burn his fuel to go and eat a plate of amala.
To satisfy himself.
Yes.
Because that restaurant provides what he wants.
Thank you. Nigerians don't have problem with that. When I witnessed this election, I went round. I interviewed people. Result they don't already. I go waste my time, vote finish, they go regam. If somebody don't come and tell me, say, do your own and leave the rest for me. OJ, that is why people don't vote. Let's tell ourselves the truth. People don't vote. People don't vote because they don't trust the process. They don't trust the umpires.
All right. We'll talk more on that in a jiffy. Very, very soon we'll talk on that. Let's quickly look at the National Assembly before we go on a quick break. The National Assembly has postponed the resumption of plenary from Tuesday, February 24, that's tomorrow, to Thursday, March 5. So they want to rest. They want to rest a bit.
After passing
passing
the electoral bill.
Yes, so
they need to rest.
They need to rest because, they were supposed to be resting and they had an emergency.
Resting entails a lot of things.
Yes, so the decision was actually conveyed in the statement on Monday issued by the clerk to the National Assembly, talking about Kamuru Ogulana. Ogulana attributed the shift to the need for committees to conclude ongoing budget defense sessions. So that's the reason given for that shift in resumption of plenary. Okay, so the National Assembly will resume March 5, no longer February 24. That's tomorrow. So giving them, I think, a week. Is it a week or 2 weeks from now? We're going for a quick break. When we return, we'll look at the last FCT council polls. What went wrong for the opposition? A public affairs analyst will be joining us virtually in a moment. Please do stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the program, the P&B Morning Show, reaching live from Politics and Business Television, Abuja. Let's quickly look at our very first issue this morning, and the issue is this. Now, today we are asking a tough but necessary, question: what exactly went wrong at the FCT council polls? The opposition's performance was not just poor; it was underwhelming. For many observers, it did not even look like a competitive election. So what happened? Was it strategy? Was it structure, voter apathy, or something deeper within the opposition party themselves? So that's what we'll be looking at this morning. And we are joined virtually by a public affairs analyst in person of Emmanuel. Yes, Emmanuel Odimalu. Good morning to you. Yeah, it's nice having you on the program this morning.
It's been a while, my brother.
Yes, it's been a while. And I hope that you participated in the last FCT council polls.
Yes, I will, as a politician and as somebody who loves politics. I participated in my own way.
Okay, all right. So by now we all know the results or the outcome of the election. The APC clinching 5 of the area councils and leaving 1 for the PDP, which of course is the Gwagwalada area council. So the opposition are now kicking. So, but we are looking at the performances of the opposition parties. From your own perspective, what actually went wrong for the opposition parties?
Politics is quite dynamic. You understand? And opposition in Nigeria is quite difficult, especially what the government is doing right now. You see, I came to understand something recently about the Nigeria pattern of vote. Nigeria, in politics, values is one thing that is lacking in our political system. So most of the times people go for the immediate. We salvage our future. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I felt what happened last. The opposition need to wake up to do more. Outside the vote buying, a lot of things happen. Having somebody like Wike as FCT minister, the opposition need to stand up. Wike somebody who can do anything to win election, and that's what politics entitled. So if you understand, nothing really went wrong. It is a testament to the fact that there's a need for the opposition to wake up and do more. If you're an opposition, you have to do more. You don't sleep.
So ordinarily, what you said nothing actually went wrong, but you said the opposition need to do more. So that means something went wrong with them.
Yes, what went wrong is I do that in politics, dynamicity is something that I can't take out of politics. Nothing is stagnant in politics. You can't have it today. They rely on their past victory. If you understand, last election, Labour Party won Abuja. So they thought it's a normal thing again. So they came with that mindset. Like a day to election, you hear more the ADC kind of saying that it's not their call, that they have Abuja. You can't rely on past victory. You have to wake up. More of visibility, more of information, more of carrying their members along. Let me tell you the truth now. Most of the Labour Party members are quite juvenile. They are not rooted in politics. So they are quite their tendency that they wave. So you have to keep them in touch. You have to keep them in touch at all times. So there was this bit of communication between the last election, between now and the last election. They have to wake in that communication. They have to keep it in flow. You can't just rely on past history or past victory. This is politics. Power change. Mind of people change. So I think there was this lacuna, this lapses between them and their fans. So they have to keep it up.
All right, Emmanuel, can I ask you a question? Are you with me, Emmanuel?
Go on.
Okay, you said something about when you are up and against the likes somebody like Wiki, that you need to tighten up your seatbelt. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, now, okay, if I may ask you in line with what you've just said, are you saying that Wiki is a symbol, a true symbol of what politics should be in the 21st century?
A true symbol. That's quite a very large question. Symbol. Politics goes beyond the human, one person's view. If you ask me, if it comes to politics, Wike is a good politician. A good politician do all he can to win within the ambit of the law. But when it comes to governance or personal attitude, it's quite different entirely. If you are talking about politics, he's a good politician. And this is just the result that we just saw. He knows how to find his way. As in politics, as long as you didn't go outside the ambit of the law, you can win. You can do it to win. If there's any challenge against him, let the person break it up. What I'm saying is this: you don't play politics with emotion. You don't play politics with sentiment. If the opposition want to win, they have to be more on plan, more in no ramification. You have to be visible. You have to understand this game and play it according to how the game is being played, not how you want it to be played. Most people think politics are played in their own terms. Like every other game, it is not playing your terms. You have to understand this game. I say like cricket because since in recent politics, which has been passed since 1999, you agree with me. A man who chairman of the accord, a man who rose to become the governor of a state like Port Harcourt. Experience matters. So I don't know if you agree with me. Saying that Wike I don't know, it's just I got your question that can I judge Wike to be the best politician in this modern history? It is left for me to judge. It is left for anybody to judge. In my case, politically, he's doing fine. Morally, I can't justify him.
So when you say morally, you can't justify him, and politically he's doing fine, will I be correct to say that in politics there's no morals?
Yes, there's moral in politics.
Is there morals or no morals? That's what I'm trying to say.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
That is why in recent time it has, in terms of moral, there are so many questionable characters that me I'm not going with, I'm not comfortable with. But that's not take away his political preference. I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah.
Personally, there are so many things. Let me tell you the truth. I will not vote Wike for this election based on personal reasons. I am not scared of it. I'm not trying to hide it. But that doesn't take it to the fact that if I have a person like Wike as an opponent, I'm an APC member. Bonafide APC member, there's no doubt about that. But if your opponent is good, you have to give him or her that accolade and find a way to beat him. It's not about emotion. It's not about trying to say Wike is this, Wike that. That's what we are saying right now. We are saying politically he is doing fine. This is what the Mr. President wants him to do, and it's giving him results. If you are a issue, what you try to get results? If let me give this analysis. If you're a sportman, you want to score, right?
Yes.
Sometimes sport may even foul and score. So long as the rate does not blow, it's over.
So it is Machiavellian. This is Machiavellian. That's what you're saying, Mr. Emmanuel. The end justify the means. That's what matters.
As long as it's within the ambit
of the law, yeah. Okay, let's look at other factors that may have militated the performance of the opposition party. Internal crisis. Maybe apart from the ADC, even the ADC too, I think has its own internal crisis that may not be maybe overblown at this time. So can we also say that maybe internal crisis too may have contributed?
That is why I told you that the communication gap between them and their last voters, there was a breach in that communication. In politics, there's what they call structure. Politics is structured. That is why I'm telling you that Wike is doing fine politically because he understands this structure. ADC has serious internal rumblings. A lot of issues is going on. They don't even have their victims right now. As somebody days back, they should come up with a structure, with a pattern. Some of them are old politicians, like the ADC chairman, David Mark, quite an old politician. You understand how this game is being played. You don't just, you can't be election based on social media. You have to be pragmatic. You have to be more on ground. They have to find a way to have this the internal mechanism structured to work.
You have to be rugged as well.
The house is divided agency itself cannot stand.
Mm.
So this should be like a test for them. I don't know if you get the point.
Yeah.
Nothing's been lost yet. We have the major election coming months from now. So Abuja is like a test run. You understand?
Yes.
So there has to be this coalition. They have to come together. And let me tell you the truth now. Fighting an incumbent is another thing. There's what they call this. Let me use the bandwagon. There are Nigerians who doesn't want to be in an opposition. There are people who vote, and if you look at the election, the turnout was quite very poor.
Yes. Voter party.
Very, very poor.
Yes.
That again is another thing.
Okay.
We should worry about.
Yes. That issue of voter apathy. We discussed it before even coming live with my colleague, and yeah, I think we even briefly discussed it on air, where a national commissioner of INEC is in one of the national television last night, saying that the voter apathy should not be squarely blamed on INEC, but he didn't actually pinpoint other factors. And you have just said that is a real source of concern as far as our electioneering is concerned. What went wrong? Do you think that the restriction may have played a part in the apathy issue I want you to address?
So what played a part? Sorry, I didn't get that part.
The restriction
movement.
declared by Eson Wike, 12-hour restriction.
The restriction itself cannot stop anybody from voting. What I know is that your voting unit should be a bit close to your house. That is why you try to put your voting pool close to your destination. So that restriction doesn't really affect. If I'm going to vote, they won't stop me. As long as I tell them I'm with my card, I'm going to vote, they won't stop me. Maybe they're talking about people going about their normal business, this shop opening. Voting is fundamental human right. That's a thing that I cannot take for every Nigeria. That restriction to me did not affect anybody to go and vote, unless the person is just giving a speech. The restriction does not happen in one direction, it happens in the whole Abuja. And people still came out to vote. Like that day, I was at the polling unit, I went to there, I saw the voting. Personally, I observed a lot of things, a lot of lapses. The turning out was quite very poor. And this is not the fault of the government or the INEC per se. Our mentality is what some people our vote no go count now. People still have this mentality. Okay, why don't I was talking to somebody that go and vote first. He said, you don't concern me, the government can go over. This is another thing that we have to enlighten our people about. This is your right.
Perceptions.
Go and vote. There are people who are even 30, 40, doesn't have voters card. I don't know if you get the point.
Mr. Manuel. Mr. Manuel, sorry to cut you. I want to chip in this. Looking at how you have explained one of the reasons for voter apathy, and I want to ask one question in line with what you are saying. Don't you think that this issue of distrust is a factor? Looking at what we usually see, especially you see results being cancelled, and somebody will come there and write another thing. When you see that some of us are privileged to see certain, like we're going to display on the screen, you see certain results where at the end of the day we have 213 accredited voters, and at the end of the day you see 1,200 results being apportioned to one political party. So what do you think? Don't you think that this whole we see these things online and everywhere, and even on the videos everywhere where people results are being mutilated? Don't you think those things contribute to why people will say their vote will not count? The distrust of they're not trusting the process.
Yes, like I made mention earlier, people are scared of the system. You agree with me that in recent times the president passed into law the new electoral amendment, which some people protested against it by not including polling voting immediate
Real-time transmission.
like the immediate transmission. Sorry, like we all know, our electoral system there's some one or two each that we felt should be amended. Trust is one thing that has been abused in time past in our power. So we can't take that away from the people.
Sure.
What I'm trying to say is this. You can't fight the system by staying away from the system. I used to tell people this. I've been student of politics for over 20 years now, right from my university days to this very moment. So you can't fight the system by staying outside the system. You can fight the system by being involved in the system. Get involved. Disenfranchising yourself by saying our vote will not count is the worst thing any Nigeria can do to itself and to the future generation. Posterity will not be kind to such people. We have to get involved. You have to get yourself involved by fire, by force. If the good people keep quiet, the bad will keep on ruling. We have to get, if you feel you have something else to offer, get involved. Let's back this thing with them. If you really come out to vote, it's like I'm coming to us to beat her and put your hands, I'll beat you black. There's no two ways about that. The word is not about emotion, the word is about reality. So don't come and whip sentiment and tell me that sentiment is not avoid. This is a sentiment I don't take from people. This is nothing that's affecting us.
So we keep doing it. We keep doing it until we get it right.
Yes, at all times. Just get involved. Be very vehement with it. Let masses say numbers. There's what politicians are scared of numbers. Numbers. So if you don't have this number and you're coming to talk, you are making a hell of noise. Action speaks. What I saw on Saturday, I am not happy. I'm sending this to Nigerians. Get involved. Get involved. Don't think that not believe for them now. No. So my brother, I agree with you that trust has been a factor, no doubt.
Okay.
But how can we solve it?
Okay, so now. Okay, let's look at the performance of INEC under Professor Joash Amukpetun. Already there are people who are already bashing him, have given him a very, very low mark in this litmus test since he came in as the INEC chairman. So let me hear your own assessment of the INEC performance under his leadership. The performance following this FCT polls, yes. Do they do well?
It's too early for me to score him. I'm not the kind. I don't belong to the school of Nigerians that say things based on hearsay or hearsay. I've been so much involved. I know when to speak and when not to speak. I can't judge him now. I can't score him now. Sorry, he's still in process. INEC as he has been in shambles before he came, so I can't just use the Abuja election to score him. But if you ask me to score him on personal note, I think it's 50-50.
Okay.
Yes, 50-50. Election anywhere cannot be 100%. Take this body, not even United States of America. What you are trying to say is this: let's try to, as much as we can, block any loopholes, anything that will jeopardize our electoral system. The purpose of politics is to see how we will elect good leaders into our system. And if that is being jeopardized, then to affect the whole system. One thing that we cannot take is this. Our electoral process has been one of the things that's affecting our governance. Take it or leave it. If the electoral process is not sanitized, governance, the same thing have the same problem. So election is part of governance. That is where this election comes from. Are you there?
Yes. Of course.
So INEC have to still bear up. If you ask me, a lot of things needed quick arrival of materials to site. I don't know if you get the point. More trainings for their member. But as for this Abuja election, I think it's not enough for me to score.
Okay, we still have the Oshun and other elections, coming up before the general elections. And so, back to the issue of the opposition. What should they do, quickly? What should they do quickly to turn the tide to their favor? Because once the the national election comes up, sometimes maybe in December or next year, let's put it the 2027 election, as it were. The territory will be will be open now because the big wigs will not be around anymore. The wike will be busy in rivers, perhaps that time, and so on. So, what should they do between now and then? That's talking about their strategy now. Do you have anything in mind to tell them? Although you have confessed that you are an APC person, but yes.
So you agree with me that modern day politics have gone beyond party.
Okay.
party is just a tool politicians use to cooperation. If they are, if your assistant get a level of independent candidate, party will still be much relevant in our political system. Party is just a name. I must say this, I vote across parties. I don't have any apology for that. Nigerians should deserve good governance. Parties should not treat me. If a good candidate is in Labour Party and I decide I want it to be my only tool, I will vote him or her. That is not anti-party. Contest. The opposition should come together. Internal rumbling should be one thing that should not be fighting in opposition. It's like a man who is prepared to fight and you are not training enough. The oppositions are not training enough. They have this. Okay, we have moved to election and they haven't found their footings yet. This in court, that in court. Their publicity is low. I don't know if you get the point.
Okay.
I don't know how. Election is not won by magic. Don't come and start crying for me after you've lost election. Ask yourself things you should have done and things you should not do. So don't now that you have the time, wake up, prepare. I don't know if you get the point.
Yes.
More publicity, get in touch on the street, and employ capable hands, not just on social media and write so many episodes. That won't give you election. Try as much as you can to get involved in the street. Do whatever thing that you can within the ambit of the law to win an election in this country. Going to court after election to me say, it's 50-50.
All right, Mr. Emmanuel, sorry. I think I want to also align myself with some of your contributions in terms of preparedness to elections or being ready for election. But what do you make about what's your take on the opposition party? I heard that some polling units they didn't have polling agents. They don't have enough polling agents, and probably allegedly that could be where one or two things happened that gave opportunity to other people to take advantage of, allegedly, like I said. So what do you have to say about their inability to get polling agents? Because I did the mathematics. AMAC, for example, has about 2,400 polling units or thereabout, and if you put probably the transportation, logistics of about 2,400 people. Let's assume two people, that is 4,800 people. Two agents per. It will take an average of over 150 million to cater for these people. So what do you make about this? Is it because I was told ADC does not really have enough personnel to man most of. In fact, not I was even told. In fact, a lady called me from Lugbe in a particular polling unit. There's nobody here. I said.
So the issue of the opposition parties having agents or agents at polling units to protect their vote. Do you think that there's a lot they need to do concerning that?
Yes, a lot. That is why you see, I used to tell people, being in the party is not enough. There's a way, mechanism that run the political party everywhere in the world, and you have to have that capacity. That is why it takes some actually requiring a restart the political party. I don't know if you get the point. They are part of it. There are some funds, that association, that coalition must have possessed some qualification before they become a political party. This still has to be checked by INEC, in the sense that I don't see any reason why a political party will not have an agent in each polling unit. And when you lost election, you start coming out to start talking, to start confessing, or start making noise. We don't need this. These are the mechanisms that should be put in place even before an election by any political party. If you agree with me, that is not the fault of the government. I don't know if you get the point.
Yes.
Come and do that. A political party should understand this, especially in a system like Nigeria, where you can't bring in for that system yet.
And that brings, sorry for cutting you short there. Yes. And that brings the argument. Before now, INEC used to fund these political parties. Then under late President Muhammadu Buhari, that stopped. It was Nigerians who clamored for that. But looking at what we are witnessing now, it appears that, okay, some of these parties actually don't have that financial muscle to even sponsor local elections. So should we go back to the era of let INEC be sponsoring political parties,
exactly,
so that there will be like a kind of fair play on the field?
I don't support INEC sponsoring political party. In my personal view, this is why I don't. Reason being because Nigerians will not take advantage of every situation.
Okay.
People now go and look at political party finding to sponsor for them. So now,
and we are going to have a lot of political parties everywhere.
yes, we have so many political parties everywhere. Nigerians are very smart. So don't bring that to us. No, I'm not going to here. So don't bring that to us. If you want to have a political party, let them be this. I ask you, coalition is permitted. Let political parties come together. The purpose of governance should be selfless, not
self-interest.
If people who have like mind come together, I don't know if you get the point.
Yes.
I'm not in the place of this country before I affect this country positively. You understand? And if God give a chance, so be it. But what I'm trying to say is this: there are many ways I can support people. I've been underground politician. I've supported many elections. I worked for earlier last election. Yes, I've been in politics for some time now. What I'm trying to tell you is this: in politics, people should understand that it's not about you at all times. Support other people's dream. Let's work together. If their idea matches my idea, why don't I support yours? So let there be this coalition. Let the positions come together. I don't know if you get the point. If you come together, look at you know how many political parties have in Nigeria now? So uncountable.
No, now we have 21 now. At least we have 21 now.
It is still much. It is still very much. Imagine when I begin to sponsor, we have 100.
At some point, we had close to that, and that was what brought that shrink.
Yes. That's when I was sponsoring. That's what they saw.
Hmm.
What I'm trying to say, let them come together more. Let that 21. Okay, not to fight APC with this divided attention, this divided vote, with this divided ruling. It can't work. This is reality.
So are you saying? Sorry, are you saying that character has a big role to play in politics?
Character is humanity. I value character more than even quotations. So in governance, we should put character first. In business, everything, character should come first. Character is humanity. So please, we should place more emphasis on character. Please, this should be noted. Character is everything. Why we are getting wrong in time past because we don't place more emphasis. Let me tell you something. Nigerians are quick to forget. Very quick to forget. You can kill Nigerians and in 2 seconds they begin to sing your praises. That's the thing I have in this country. Or else I don't see how somebody personally I don't see how somebody like everybody should come out after many years and begin to talk in this country. We are quick to forget. We have myopic reasoning. We are very quick to forget. We should document everything. Let people pay. We should be hold accountable. So that is everything. Thank you.
Okay. Finally, before we we wrap up this segment with you, looking at the opposition here in the last election, right in the FCT. Now the ADC have rejected the results. The PDP have set up a committee to look at the result and perhaps go to court because they felt that giving them only Gwagwalada or them winning only Gwagwalada cannot be, you know,
they should also win other places
too. So is this the way to go, whereby at the end of the day we don't accept outcomes of election despite all these issues you raised that could have been their problem of the opposition? What is the way? Is this the way to go in our politics? Crying foul after election,
after the battle.
You are not doing the right thing. Nigerians like us here apportioning blames too much. That is one thing. You are not doing the right thing. You are blaming who to come and give you election. You don't have agents supporting you. And you say, I don't know how people think. People think everything should just come to them. Do the right thing. Play your part. That's why I told you. They'll go to the court. It's a normal process. Lawyers have to eat after elections.
I'm sure you want to redress that statement because some lawyers are watching you.
I am not scared. I do not retrace any statement. I've been pointing
yeah, of course. Go ahead. We are hearing you.
I don't have a problem with lawyers. It is their work. I don't know if you get the point.
Yes. So sometimes it is them who approach this candidate and say, "Look, I think we can defend this."
Okay,
Let's go to court.
How this ball is being played behind closed doors. A man will know that you will lose. You know that you will lose.
But we'll still push you to try your luck.
Yes. He has to be pleased.
Okay.
So this is the game. So let's not go that way.
All right.
You don't do your part and expect the system to do its part. Do your part. Make sure you through the election, you do the right thing. Have evidence of whatever thing you want to come out with. Always go to court. It's a foot exercise. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, of course.
And again, with the correct with APC being in power, you are going to consult against APC.
Incumbency. Yeah. All right.
Well, that last statement, Mr. Emmanuel, is very pregnant. I don't know where you're on national TV and the people are watching you. When you say going to court while the ruling party is in power, my brother. Well, that statement, my brother.
Yes.
You want to throw more light?
We don't. Okay, go ahead quickly.
I want you to say something.
30 seconds, please.
In 30 seconds. That
don't
statement.
Have time now.
Oja, I'm interested in that statement.
You are interested. We don't have time. I'm sorry. Yes.
There is this sympathy people have with party in power. I don't know if you get the point. I'm talking about personal experience. I don't know if you understand. So the lawyers, everybody want to be favored. So it is human nature. So when I be party in power, I mean there's more advantage to them because they're in power. More resources, more everything. You can't take that. That's politics. That is everybody want to be in power. It is not a personal thing. Okay.
Emmanuel Udimalu, thank you very much for joining us on the P&B Morning Show, right here on Politics and Business Television. Is your insights this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, Emmanuel.
Thank you, my brother.
All right. See you later. See you later.
Oji, I enjoyed Emmanuel.
Yes, that's Emmanuel Udimalu there. Of course, he's a public affairs analyst. He has said it all.
Yes.
He has dissected it all. His insights, I think,
exactly the way it is.
Yes, are top notch.
Top notch, Oji. Yeah. It's a gladiational fight. I said it yesterday. When it comes to the theater of the gladiator theater, those days in the Roman Empire, when two slaves are being brought outside at the Colosseums for you to fight, the end of it is that one person must die. And you keep shouting. There's a Benin proverb that said, they say two people should fight and kill yourself. One person is shouting, my head, oh, my head, oh. What are you shouting my head for? Oga, kill yourself. One person must die. And that is what Emmanuel has just explained to us. You want to play politics, you are not ready. You don't have polling agents in a country like this that plays that kind of Machiavellian politics. The ends justify the means. But as long as it's within the ambit of the law, if you are not there, OJ, and I have it's 300 and 830 polling, voting papers, and I have the money to give to the PO, allegedly, he gives me the paper and I thumbprint everything and he puts it into the system. Probably gives you 12 and give me 800. It's not our next business. What matters, that's like he said, anything you can do, you take advantage of it and win the election. So, Oga, you cannot be fighting. People say you don't approach a lion with empty hands.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much for summing up the whole thing this
way. I like his analysis.
But we want free, fair elections here in Nigeria. We want an election where the outcome will be accepted by many.
It's relative. Yes. Free, fair, and relative.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right, Chidi. It's all right, Chidi. Let's go for a quick break. When we return, we'll dive into our next talking point right here. Please do stay tuned. Welcome back to the P&B Morning Show right here. Still remain Omike, Joseph Matthew, and Chidi Kenneth is also in the studio. So let's dive into our next talking points this morning. When we were, of course, addressing the newspaper review segment, you saw a banner headline coming from the Daily Trust newspaper. That banner headline: Walida, coalition demands release, probe. So that is what we want to quickly look at right now. Now, we step into a story that has sparked outrage, confusion, emotion, serious national debate, the Walida-DSS saga. Now, at the center of it all is Walida Abdul Hadi Ibrahim, a young woman whose age, concept, and relationship with a Department of State Services operative have become subject of public controversy. Now, she says she is an adult acting on her own will. Her family insists otherwise. Allegations of adoption and forced marriage have surfaced. Counterclaims have followed, and suddenly, what might have been a private family dispute has turned into a national conversation about power, consent, parental authority, and the role of state security institutions. So the question is, how did we get here? When security agencies are mentioned in a personal dispute, emotions rise. Questions multiply. Is this about love? Is this about coercion? Is this about family control? Or is it about institutional influence? And beyond the individuals involved, what does this case say about society, about women's autonomy, about cultural expectations, and about how conflict escalates in the public space? So this morning, we are not here to sensationalize. We are here to examine the facts, the claims, the contradictions, and the bigger implications. So this is more than a headline. So this is inside the Walida-DSS saga. Yes, that's what I want to look at this morning on the show. And my colleague, Kenneth, was at the press conference yesterday, where, of course, a coalition of CSOs, civil society organization, met and addressed this issue of this young girl who is said to be 16 years old when she was declared missing, only for a DSS operative to have her in her house, got her impregnated, and only to call the parents to say, yeah, okay, your daughter is with me. She has given birth. I want to get married to her. And we're hearing stories of even converting her from a Muslim to Christianity, and so on and so many things. And you were there. Talk to us. What actually happened, and what's the story behind the story to begin with?
All right, OJ, the Walida-DSS saga is a sad one. Sad in the sense that it has so many angles to it. I was there. I was not just there. I emceed the conference. So, and after the whole process, like I told you before we started this program, that some members of the DSS even confronted me and was demanding for my phone number. Now, let's look at it so many angles. First and foremost, there's the cultural angle to this. There's the legal angle to this. There's a religious angle to this. Now, history has it that the mother of Walida was married in 2007, and Walida was giving birth to 2008. And at some point, Walida got missing. The father had to organize burial
for the young lady.
For the young lady, that my daughter is gone.
Is gone.
And 2 years after that, somebody came up and called him and said, "I want to marry your daughter," after impregnating the girl.
Yes.
Now, the DSS, as we heard, came out to say the girl is 22 years. Now, that's not even the burning issue here. The burning issue here, there was no consent in the first place. The father of the girl did not give consent. And when you take somebody's daughter without consent, you will know what that means under the law.
Of course.
We know what that means. And that is what we are looking at first and foremost.
But does it even matter if she's 22?
It doesn't even matter. Adoption has no age limit or age bracket. OJ, a 50-year-old man can be adopted. We've seen bandits abducting people and demanding for ransom. And why this matter is very serious and important, it is because of the sensitivity of the job of the man in question. This is an elitist police that is saddled with the responsibility to protect Nigerians, finding himself in such a mess. More so culturally, I am from the southeast, and the name of the man is Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi is from the southeast, as the name implies. You know, looking at his surname, there are processes we do follow before a girl can be married. And I want to demand, where is the uncle of Ifeanyi? Because I married from the southeast as well, from Enugu in Anambra State. I went for first introduction. I went for the second introduction with my father. I did my Ipiakrika, which is called the bride price. I also did my traditional wedding. And after 1 year, I did what they call Iduno. That Iduno means you have to take the parents of the girl to go and show them your village. And that is why when you ask an Igbo man, where are you from? He tells you his name. He even tells you his AKA. He said, Ochero the one of Anamane
to tell you his lineage.
Yes, he will tell you from Umoji family.
Yes.
I am from Imo State, in Ndanyake, you know, Idato, not local government, from Umoji family, from the Chiemezies. So you can track me down to my family. And this, you know, we have culture. We have a place called the Obi, where we discuss issues that has to do with marriage. So culturally, I want the Ifeanyi to come and tell me, as an Igbo man, who and where did they sit down to approve Walida as his wife? Because you have then look at it, you know, legally. Putting the girl in the family way, you pregnated her, she gave birth, no consent from the parents. You know, these are so many issues. You know, there are so many angles you can address this. And then looking at the fact that you are a man who carries arm lawfully. Assault rifle for that matter. Yes, if you look at his picture, you will see him with his rifle. You know something? So how did you carry this girl and, you know, coming to make the issue look, maybe she's 22 or she's 16.
Okay, now the issue,
that's not even the issue.
Now let's even dwell on this issue of the age. Now, the point they are trying to make, because I understand that some other groups also met yesterday and had a counter.
Of course, the gentlemen of the press were there.
Yes, a counter press conference.
Yes,
you understand, a counter press conference where they also emphasizing on the issue of the age. Yes, that it is from it is her consent that she's with Ifeanyi, the DSS operative. So okay. You as a man, look, I don't want to like be the judge, okay? I don't like be the judge, but morally, if a woman comes to me, if I met a lady here in Abuja, and she loves me and she wants to stay with me, I will ask from where she comes from, right?
Okay, let me even go to that. Like I said, the sensitivity of the job of the man involved.
Yes,
they have ethics. Before the DSS man of that profile will marry, even the DSS will profile the woman.
Of course.
So I want how did they profile that girl in the first place? Secondly, OJ, we're talking about consent here. Now, it is not in the position of the DSS to tell us how old the girl is. We have medical science can do that. The bone test. We conduct it when we want to, you know, pick footballers. They should go in an independent, let the DSS submit Ifeanyi to an independent investigative body. Let's go for the bone test that can tell us, okay, this girl is actually 22. Okay, if the girl gives consent, what of the father? Because at this point, we're talking about marriage. You've taken the girl and then you impregnated the girl at 22. And looking at the kind of job you do, there are ethics. There are certain things you cannot do. Even you as a journalist, there are some things you cannot do.
Oh, of course.
Even as a judge, there are some things a judge cannot do. There are some things an officer cannot do. A military officer cannot do. There are certain behaviors and certain practices that is not expected from you as, you know, as a DSS, as an elitist police. So there are so many angles to it. And if we are to subject Walida to medical test, of course, the science is not the DSS that will come and tell us how old that guy is. In fact,
the father says, why will you say my daughter is 22 when I married the mother 2007?
And I probably gave birth to her 2008.
Not probably. He said he gave birth to her 2008. I married the mother 2007. She gave birth to.
So can you be more knowledgeable than the father?
Than the father, you know. But they say no, he's 22. That is that. If
that's being a judge over your own matter.
That is if she's 22, then she was born 2004. That's what it means. But the father, I married the mother in 2007.
Or did the father adopted the mother and gave birth to her in 2004?
2004. And the sad story is that according to reports reaching us, the sad story is that the mother had to pass on as a result of this dilemma.
Agony.
Yes.
Agony. Now you can see so many angles to this matter, OJ, and we are trying to romance this whole issue. That is why we are calling for justice. Which the justice we are calling for is that the DSS officer, if I should be subjected to an independent investigative body. You know, interestingly, OJ, I think there's a court order
to release the
yes. And let's take this girl and if I back to the jurisdiction where this thing happened, which is Jigawa State. Let them try him, look into the matter, investigate. We are not saying if I is guilty yet, you know, because the law says until you are found guilty, for now it's a mere allegation.
Yes.
So let's go and conduct everything that needs to be conducted, including the bone test.
But one thing that is a fact is that the lady has a child,
and the lady is in the possession of Mr. Ifeanyi without the consent of the parents. No consent. And when there is no consent, whether you are 22 or not, of course, we know what.
No, there are those who argue when it comes to marriage. There are the woke people now. Let me put it that way: the woke people now who now come up and say that if you want to marry a girl, you mustn't get the consent of the parent. That once she agrees, you understand, it is her that would say that would decide whether or not she loves you. Once she gives her consent, you can marry her. There are those who are saying that now. But we all know that
this is Nigeria. We have culture.
Good.
I am sure Jigawa people, they have their own culture. More so that Ifeanyi from the south is where I come from. We don't even joke with things like that. What are you going to tell your people? That what child is that? In our place, we keep history down to 150 years. Go and ask any Igbo man what your forefather did. OJ, I know everything about my forefather. They will tell you, unless you don't visit home. They will tell you. In fact, it's even a 15-year-old boy in the village that will tell you. It's known, it's everywhere. History don't die. They will tell you. So what is Ifeanyi going to tell? As an Igbo man, if Ifeanyi takes that girl home, no consent from the father of the girl, where is the consent from his own kingsman? What are you going to tell them? The Igbo land that I come from? That we don't joke with marriage? When you do Abuja marriage, what we call Abuja marriage, here, they will wait for you the day. If you don't come and explain yourself, the day you die, your people will go through hell before they will even accept your dead body. Ask any Igbo man. They will tell you your history. I buried my father. When my father died, my sister, our last born, Ozioma, since she was giving birth, has never been to the village. She had to pay a particular fine from 1985 that she was giving birth to date, till that very date. She paid it, she cleared it, thousands of naira. They have to subject her to all kinds of cultural, norms.
The scrutiny.
Before my father, they kept the dead body down until we finished that negotiation. We have to appease the kingsman, everything. We did everything, OJ. Even the youth arm of it's a system of government in the village. We have to settle them before they even allow them to even dig the grave, because you can't dig your father's grave. And until that was done, before my father's corpse was accepted and then buried. You can confirm this story from any Igbo man. And then you went to marry. Do you know if this thing is not properly managed, it can spark up a lot of interest. You went to marry a girl from different culture, different religion, different everything. Forcefully in the sense that the consent was not given from both sides.
Now, how was she missing? So many questions, and that is why, like you said, independent investigative panel or something should look into NAPTIP and all that should be part of all
course,
this.
We have NAPTIP. We have, in fact, yesterday the International Organization for Human Rights came. They were so pissed. They were so angry. And OJ, like you said earlier on, this is not the moment we start looking at religious difference. If we want to go that angle, then we're going to spark up a lot of concerns. Because we have the story have it that he was converted from
Islam to Christianity.
And even though we don't want to say it, the man in question carries arms. So there's every likelihood some of the decisions taken, allegedly, could be taken under threat, under fear. We're not there, but we're just saying allegedly. Of course, because of what you expect a girl of that age, whether 22 or 16 or 18.
Yes.
Of course, that girl, she doesn't have enough exposure not to not to speak her mind, especially when she was taken out of her comfort zone, her territorial ability and strength. Naturally, even dogs, when you take a Caucasian from his environment and you take him to another environment, the local dog, what we call a cookie, can even defeat that Caucasian. So territory is everything. This girl was taken away from Jigawa, her strength, her comfort zone, where she can air and voice out, and was taken to a place she has never been to. Definitely, psychologically, she will be intimidated. Psychologically, she's already oppressed. You don't expect her to have a voice of her own. This is psychology I'm talking about here.
Yes.
You know, OJ, if I take you now from your comfort zone, I take you to a place where you've not been to before. You know, there's a proverb that says when the chicken gets to a strange land, it will stand with one leg first.
Of course.
That means lack of confidence. Until the chicken will understand that place before the chicken cannot drop the second leg. So this girl is like, that is the situation, OJ. She was taken away from her place. How was she taken away? What means?
What means?
And yeah, we are
who masterminded that?
And apart from that, taking her away, then putting her the family way.
And now, that the final thing, I think we have less than a minute now to go. And then the final thing, according to the father, she was in SS2 when she was declared missing. So the question is she schooling now? They've deprived her of education. No, that has
These are many more. These are many more that will be discovered when we subject this matter to an independent body to investigate.
Has she finished her secondary education? Because as at the time she was missing, she was in SS2. What happened to her education since then? And as your wife, for instance.
And the father conducted burial. OJ burial. People attended.
We just have to go, Kenneth.
People attended and they cried and they wished her well.
We have to go. It's really pathetic, human interest story this morning on the show, and we just hope that the Walida issue will be sorted out as quickly as possible. Let the DSS do the needful, and let the Nigerian authorities actually investigate this matter and justice be served. This is where we draw the curtain on the program. And Kenneth, thank you very much for being part of the show again.
Thank you very much, OJ. And like I said, we hope that justice will prevail at the end of the day.
Yes. And of course, on behalf of the production team this morning, we'll say see you soon. God bless you. Bye-bye.